Don't spend all summer. Don't spend all summer getting involved with this politics stuff, with the presidential race. Don't spend a whole lot of your energy getting involved with this stuff. If you're going to vote, then go ahead and vote. But don't act like your life depends on a Republican or a Democrat. Because it don't. It doesn't. I'm amazed and I'm saddened by all the stuff that I'm seeing being put out there by so-called Christians concerning the presidential elections or politics as a whole. And I see a lot of what really concerns me is a whole lot of conservative Christians are really starting to use their platforms to push politics, one-sided politics. That's what they're doing. The lady over there, Standard of Truth podcast, Brandon Tatum. I don't know if he claimed to be a Christian. You know how a lot of them are. They just, but this why this young lady over at Standard of Truth podcast, that's why she have blocked me from commenting on her channel in comments, and she have blocked a lot of people because the direction she been going in the last couple of weeks, talking about Fannie Willis, uh, the state, the attorney, district attorney in New York, and talking about other black Democratic leaders, is really turning into something of an ungodly nature. It's okay to use them on a biblical, from a biblical topic, but the way she been going, it's clear to see that you are really pushing the Republican agenda. If you're not going to use the Bible to talk about both equally, and you're supposed to be a Christian, then you shouldn't talk about it at all. And don't hide behind the I'm a Christian, conservative Christian person. Don't use that when you knowing good and well that you coming from a biased point. Your whole aim is to destroy the Democrats. You're gonna spend all summer long pretty much campaigning for the conservatives. Yeah, she have blocked me and a lot of other people that come in against her. She is going for the subscriber count. She's going where she know the numbers are. She see the type of numbers Brandon Tatum and Kenneth Warren, all them are pulling in. She see what the kind of the black conservatives kind of numbers there, you know, and a lot of them really kind of feel like they are conservative, which that's fine. If you want to be a conservative, that's fine. But it shouldn't get to the point what it's getting like now with Christians, because like I told her and a lot of other people, neither party is holy. Neither party is of God. The politics system has always been wicked. If you read the Bible, it tell you, it shows us Jesus Christ and his apostles fell victim to a wicked political system. Although God created all sorts of uh, uh, governments and all this stuff came out the Bible, God created, it still was deemed wicked. Why? Because sin got in, the devil came and he corrupted everything. And that's why Jesus fell victim to a corrupt political system. His apostles. See what I'm saying? But they claiming they Christian conservative. This lady she's well versed in the Bible. She understands the Bible, but yet she's using her channel to push, you know, push a one-sided agenda. It is clear to see. As the summer go on, they gonna turn the heat up more and more to try to make sure they do all they can to stir black votes to the side of the conservatives. They gonna, you know, she dragging this lady. She dragging old black women up in power. You know, if they're crooked, they're wicked, fine, call it out. But at the same time, you have an ear, you can understand that she's pushing one-sided politics. Fannie Willis, and all them other ones. If you really going to use the Bible, you cannot try to use the Bible to drag and to destroy those people simply because they went against Donald Trump. I seen a video where she talking about the lady up in New York that recently got Trump for bank fraud. She's attacking everybody that goes against Donald Trump. That's what they're doing. But she claiming she is holy. She claiming she's a woman of God. She believe the Bible. She doing all, so, you know, don't get overwhelmed with politics. If you're a Christian, you know that you don't put your faith in politicians, no way. Democrat, no, in man. Don't put your faith in man. Period. Voting should be just a casual thing. Cause ain't nothing gonna change drastically one way or the other. Yes, a lot of stuff, you know, like I say, I'm a registered Democrat, but I'm a independent. My wife is an independent. We don't sit with neither, you know, party. And they all up in the arms about this black conservative guy over in North Carolina that's won the primary to become the governor. They pushing him, stuff like that. all because he stands on the LBGQT. If you ask me, he's just playing that card to the fullest against to get the votes. We know that the conservatives, the Republicans, have a history of being hypocritical. They claim to be against everything and stand for the Bible, but yet when the cover is pulled off of them, or when the light is turned on, you see how many skeletons are in their closet. You see the type of stuff they do. And why I say I like about the Democrat, at least they don't hide behind the Bible, as you know, not like the conservatives who they claim to be against everything. That's not right. That's because, but they all want to talk about the gay issues or the abortion issues, pro-life. But when it comes to everything else in the Bible that Jesus taught, and somehow they seem to forget that. Give. Jesus says better to give than to receive. Ask them about giving. How many bills they have destroyed that were designed to give to the poor? Every time a Democrat talks about taxing the 1%ers, making them pay more, look how they fight those bills and block it. They have a history of saying that they are pro-life, but they commit just as many abortions as the Democrats. They're against gays and homosexuality, which by the Bible, yeah, you should be, but they practice that. They are, well, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, it would a conservative preacher, a white conservative preachers, right back here, I think before Christmas, committed suicide because he was found out to be, he was a preacher, but he was found out to be a cross-dresser. He committed suicide after he came out. See how they are? That's how they are. The Bible is nothing but a campaigning tool. That's all they do. That's all they use God for, to campaign on. They are some of the biggest hypocrites there is. They don't respect God. They don't care nothing about the Bible. Look how they did Mike Pence after the elections. Politics and everything else come before God to them. They dog Mike Pence out after the elections. But him and Donald Trump had been fell out 2 or 3 years prior to the last election. Mike Pence been wanting to get away from Donald Trump. You got a Christian man playing second fiddle to a Satanist. And look what happened. They wanted that man dead. The conservatives now that support Donald Trump, they still they gonna forever hate that man. Then you want to beat up on Fana Willis for going into the church. That's what the lady Stand Up True podcast, that's what she doing. Beat up on, she going to church. First of all, the lady is not a preacher. If you want to speak against preachers going into churches and politicians going into churches. The conservatives been doing it. They started doing it first, of my opinion. But however, if you're gonna speak against that, you should speak against all politicians. I agree. Keep all politicians out of churches. But this lady is not a preacher, as far as I know. But you have conservative preachers. When we go back 5 years and pull up Paula White, Hank, I don't know his last name. I can't pronounce Hank. Catherine. What that name? Catherine Creek, something like that. Greg Locke. A whole list of conservative preachers, pastors, how they use their church, and their platform to push Donald Trump, all the while lying on God. That's what they were doing. They were lying. They know Donald Trump personal history. They know all the illegal stuff, but yet they pushed him and lied on God. They pushed him. I don't see them calling them out. But she want to slam the black churches, the black church leaders for allowing the stuff to go on. That's what they are. Hypocrites. It is all about campaigning. Paul said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, wicked people, in high places. Throughout the Bible, throughout the New Testament, you can see stuff about wicked government, where the scriptures tell us to stay away from the unjust system. God created all things, royalty, kings and queens, government, all sorts of government bodies. But it's corrupt. It's corrupt. But they're going to push it. It's going to be heavy this summer. They full-fledged. I don't know what's such a big deal about getting Donald Trump back in office. Tell the truth, I'm out here to transportation in business. I'm doing good on the Biden. I did good under Trump. I did good under Obama. I didn't do so good under Bush. That's when the economy fell. That's when we went bankrupt. I did good under Bush the first term. Second term, when it fell, I did bad. We suffered. I was driving for a white-owned company. They was on the verge of filing bankrupt under George Bush. They couldn't afford to buy food. Obama came in and started putting the economy back together. We started back to working. I'm in it. I'm in the transportation industry. I can tell you. I was in their office when they was in there trying to figure out how they were gonna pay all of their food bill, and they wasn't getting no freight. Obama came in and got the economy back rolling, and it's been rolling ever since. And they try to give all their credit to Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't do nothing to get the economy going. It was all Obama. That trade war that Donald Trump started, it was disaster. Them terrorists was coming back on us. And we still feeling the effects of that now. Wasn't nothing wrong with that trade war. It was working fine till he started messing with it. It's just the truth of the matter. So don't be overwhelmed by politics this summer. Democrats or Republicans, they all are dirty. Politics is dirty. You're gonna see a whole lot of mudslinging from the right, from the Republicans. Democrats I like Democrats, they campaign. I'm not really in cahoots with the Democrats, but we see how Donald Trump came on the scene in campaigning against Hillary Clinton and all the dirty tactics and all the stuff that he did. I mean, ain't nothing off limits to him. He gonna do whatever. Mudsling, try to destroy people, reputations. And the conservatives now, they won't even admit that the man lost the elections. All those states he lost, they don't want to admit. They still want to say he was cheated. When we know the Democrats in Georgia, Fulton County, won the state for Joe Biden. That's why the conservatives went back and changed them voting laws afterwards. That's why they done changed it, made it harder for the Democrats to be able to vote this fall. That's why they did that. Did you hear the conservatives trying to fight against them? Fight against that? No. They like it. They like every advance they can get. Everything that seems like it's going to benefit them, they like it. They going to take it. They going to use it. They going to exploit it. And look how they just rally around Donald Trump. They willing to forget all the stuff about him. They want to drag the woman up there in New York and this lady down here in Georgia. Donald Trump is guilty of defrauding the banks. Donald Trump is guilty of breaking the law. Donald Trump is guilty of trying to steal the elections. She gonna learn about going up against Donald Trump. I seen that type of stuff in her comments. They gonna learn about going up against Donald Trump. They gonna she boasting, she bragging. If that lady got power up there and she's in office, she took down and she have a right to celebrate what she accomplished. See, you can get to a point where it just be like you just really devilish. You really build, and you determined to use your platform to push an agenda. You determined to make Donald Trump president again. They are determined to turn black folks to the conservatives. I mean, if you're going to vote, vote. But don't vote like your life depends on it. Illegal immigrant always have been a thing. The rich been bringing them people over here, using them for cheap labor for the longest since slavery. When they stopped using black folks, they started bringing them people over here in the rich. Go up and down the coast of California in them farms, down to Florida, work them fields down in South Carolina. They still use them Mexicans. They still use them illegal immigrants, $5 an hour, all day long. Sometime 7 days a week, peak season. It's a reason why them people keep coming over here. They keep going getting them. It's money. It's a money thing. It ain't a Joe Biden thing. It's a money thing. Pay the American people where they work to go out there and work them fields. They ain't trying to pay that in the benefits, but they need that label. So if you're gonna vote, don't be persuaded by talking heads. And don't vote like your life depends on, cause it don't.